All right, here we go. Gonna go back into D2 for a little bit. Maybe finish Act 4. We'll see. Hope everyone's day's going okay. And unfortunately, I have to go through Act 5, which, I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of Act 5. I think the best acts are 1 and 4, honestly. So, some of this stuff.
Hello.
Not in town.
And maybe do a little bit of inventory management. Let's see here. Reading these. So I was watching some of the Halloween movies recently. I'm a big fan of horror movies, and it's an interesting series because obviously the first one, great. You know, you got John Carpenter. I believe his ex-wife too helped write it. I believe. But you got him. You got John Carpenter. You got, I can't remember her name, but all very talented people. I know. I think his ex-wife helped produce it too. Um, you have John Carpenter, obviously, who's obvious. Also, I mean, the guy is so talented. Uh, he's a musician and a great director. So you got him doing the score. Which is awesome. You got the cinematographer. Oh man, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But great cinematographer. He also shot Halloween 2. I think he shot The Fog, another Carpenter movie, great movie. Maybe a little slow, but I like it. And he also shot Jurassic Park too with Spielberg. I think it's maybe one of the only times he's worked with Spielberg, but you know, amazing movie too. Man, I am just running out of space here. Let's see, can I upgrade anything else? Yeah, diamond. So I think that the cinematographer also shot Big Trouble in Little China. Um, I'm kind of drawing a blank. I know he did a bunch of good stuff though. Um, Probably some other Carpenter movies. Anyways, I just love how that cinematographer operates. Because he's done some other stuff. I'm just not quite. It's not coming to mind right now. But great movie. You know, set up. I mean, there were slasher films before that, but it kind of there was like a movie. I think it's the town that dreaded sundown. I don't know. I tried watch. It was like, it's like 1976 or something. I tried watching it a while ago. It is not very good. I was like, this it's bad, but it's an influential movie. So there's that. There's Black Christmas. That's good. Um, it's kind of a slasher movie. There's not much action at all, but maybe at all. I don't even, I think, show the killer maybe kill anyone. It's just kind of like people. It's guy. Well, I won't spoil it. It's a good movie. There was a remake a few years ago that looked terrible. To be fair, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Maybe it's good. It looked terrible. And so you had that. You had the Town of Dread Sundown. You had some other stuff, but Halloween was kind of the one of the first that kind of set the stage. Because then right after Halloween, you got Friday the 13th. Which is another interesting one. But anyways, back to Halloween. I'll stay on that for a while. And then you have Halloween 2, which I like also. Not amazing, It's a little. I mean, like the whole movie, they're basically in a hospital, and Jamie Lee Curtis is kind of knocked out. And it's kind of funny too to jump to Halloween Kills because she's in a hospital and she's not she's kind of out of the mix for a lot of the movie. I guess that's a reference. I don't know. Call it lazy filmmaking. Call it what you want. But I actually didn't hate that movie. Parts of it I liked. Some good kills. That's why it's, I guess, called Halloween Kills. But so you got that. Then you get to Halloween 3, and I know at the time a lot of people hated it because Michael Myers wasn't in it, but I actually really like that movie. I think that movie's really actually good. It's a very strange movie. But I kind of like it. And I'd go watch it, but There are clockwork androids, basically. So it kind of reminds me of like something Guillermo. I don't know. I wonder if Guillermo del Toro likes that movie. So if you watch his Hellboy movies, he kind of has some clockwork stuff going on. Okay, I got rid of some of these. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. I may start selling these. Like I said before, I've never really used the runes. I don't know. Can you like combine them? I don't know. I'm gonna look it up sometime. Maybe give that to my necromancer. So, anyways, Halloween 1, 2, and 3, I think are all good movies. Um, just don't expect Michael Myers in the third one. Although it's kind of weird they show him like in a bar. It's like a commercial for the movie Halloween 1. So it's like in this world, in the Halloween 3 world, Halloween 1 the movie exists, but it's a movie, so it's fake. I'm not sure you even needed that. They probably should just cut that, but I don't know. Maybe it's so the producer could say, "Oh, he's in the movie." It's like, yeah. But anyways, I think that kind of flopped. And then there wasn't any Halloween movies for a while. And then you got Halloween, and then Halloween 4. See, they all kind of fade together after that, but I'm not a massive fan of 4. I mean, 4 is okay, but then 5 and 6 are pretty bad. And then you have I think after 6, it goes into H2O, which, is okay. Not amazing. And then what's after H2O? I think it's Halloween Resurrection, which is pretty bad, but I think that movie's kind of bad, but in a fun way. So, I don't know. I actually kind of enjoy that one. You got Busta Rhymes in it, wearing a Michael Myers mask, cussing out Michael Myers, fighting him with kung fu. And then I think that was the last one for a while. Was it? I think maybe that then Rob Zombies was like 10, 11 years, 12 years later. Something like that. And, you know, I know those movies have their fans. I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, there are some, you know, I think in some ways it is an influential movie because there are some brutal kills. So I think in some ways it is an influential movie. I think the new Halloween's um, probably a little influenced by them. But you know, I mean, Rob Zombie's one of those filmmakers. He's very divisive. I think The Devil's Rejects is a really good movie. And House of a Thousand Corpses is okay. But other than that, I'm not a massive fan. And Halloween 2 was just terrible. His Halloween 2. It's just terrible. And he always has to put his wife in everything. And, you know, I don't know. And then you go into 2018 Halloween. Which I liked. I mean, I thought it was good. They're almost making her like Sarah Connor. I'm not sure about that. It's like she's just like this recluse who, you know, it's like what has she been? I don't know. She just is like living in a house, but in the same town that she was. It's just kind of I don't know. I guess you know her daughter. Their daughter, right? And granddaughter lives there in that town, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Maybe but she's just, you know, she's a drunk and she's just waiting for Michael Myers to come back at her. But in this continuity, they're not brother and sister. So like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, why would you think he would even come back? I never minded that they made him brother and sister in the second one. I know a lot of fans hate that. I know Carpenter himself doesn't like it, but these poor trapped souls. So you know, but I don't know. It's okay. There's some really annoying podcasters in the first 20 minutes, but let's just say they're out of the movie after that. But the guy who played Michael Myers, I think he did a good job. I don't know his name, but he's good. So, 2018 movie. Um, you know, not a perfect movie, but I liked it. It's well shot, well directed. Some cringy humor in it. Almost humor that reminds me of like Terminator 3 bad, which is a whole other topic, but This is okay. Oh my god. So, and then, Halloween Kills comes out, and that's just like a dumb movie, but I don't know. I thought it was fun. There's some really dumb stuff in it. But there's some good kills in it. Michael Myers, you wouldn't want to mess with this Michael Myers. Let's just say that. And then, Halloween Ends came out. I think last year. And I don't know. I didn't really like that movie. That's just such a weird one because they have this thing with this other character named Corey who basically gets infected with Michael Myers' evil, which was kind of done in the fourth movie. So they're kind of just ripping off their own series. And it's just not a very good movie. And Michael Myers is barely in it. Spoilers, I guess. But whatever. I don't think anyone really likes that movie. So that's it, yeah. And I think the series was pretty much gone. I don't know. It's almost like they imploded the series on purpose. It's very strange. Kind of reminds me of what they did with Star Wars a little. I don't really understand that, but I guess they don't like money. I don't get it. Because that movie didn't do as well as the other two Halloweens. It came out a couple years before, and it's probably because it's not really a Halloween movie. I mean, no, I don't care about Corey. Shout out again to Rambo Ralph for like his review of that movie. I think he did do a commentary too. It's pretty hilarious. That guy has some good rants. But he's just like, I don't care about Corey. No one cares about Corey. Who the hell? Who is Corey? And it's like, yeah, I mean, Michael Myers is barely in the movie. He's after Halloween Kills. He just goes away, lives in a sewer in the same town. So he kills a bunch of people. The cops never find him. He's living in a sewer in the same town. Just kind of like, really? They would never find him? And then Corey, is this weird guy, and for some reason, Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter, who's very attractive and very hot, whoever she is, man, that is a gorgeous woman. Because I've never actually, I don't know, I've never really thought Jamie Lee Curtis was ever that attractive. I don't know. But anyways, her granddaughter is. But for some reason, she just loves this Corey guy. She sees him like, he like hurts his hand, and she's like a nurse, and he goes to the hospital. and then just instantly she's just like, ooh, I want that. It's like, why? I mean, this guy is like a weird looking guy. I don't know. And she's like this gorgeous woman. But, I guess not possible. But, anyways. Oh, yeah, and he's also, and spoilers, I'm spoiling the whole movie, but it's not a very good movie. So, um, he's, in the beginning of the movie, he's babysitting. And this brat, honestly, I'm sorry, this little kid's a brat. And the little kid is kind of teasing him, and he's like, oh, Michael Myers is out there, and, you know, it's like Michael Myers in the last couple of years has killed tons of people, and he disappeared, so the whole town's, like, afraid of him, which makes sense, I guess. And the kid is like, he's out there, he's gonna get you. And then Corey goes and gets a drink or something, and he comes back, and the kid's gone. And he's hiding, and he's like, so he's looking around for him. He's looking around for him.
I am overburdened.
He's looking around for him, and I think she's upstairs. Goes upstairs. This huge house. It's like 3 or 4 stories or something. It's a massive house, and then the kid locks him in like kind of like an attic, and Corey's like freaking out. I mean, if anything, just wait till the parents come home. But he's freaking out. He starts kicking the door.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
Tyrael was a fool to have trusted me. You see, it was I who told Diablo and his brothers about the soul
He's
stones
freaking out. He's
and
kicking the
how
door.
It was I who helped the Prime Evils mastermind their own exile to your world.
Door opens. Kid's right outside the door. Hits the kid. The kid somehow goes over the railing. I mean, it's a kid. He's like half the size of the railing, but somehow he goes over the railing, and he falls to his death. And although, messed up, at first I was like, okay, this is weird. I didn't expect this movie to do that. But, anyways, and then, so, then the parents, of course, like, I think actually they walk in right when the body hits the floor. So they see the kids, like, just totally destroyed. And, of course, it destroys the parents, and they're, So then it goes a couple years in the future, I think, and Corey's an outcast. The whole town hates him because you killed a kid, and it's understandable. But I mean, it's just tragic. It's a tragic situation. But he works, I think, with his dad or his stepdad. I think it's his stepdad. And he works in what is it, like a junkyard, but it's also like an auto mechanic's place. So he's a mechanic, and the whole town hates him. But, for some reason he doesn't leave the town. Like, you are a mechanic, you have a skill, you can go to another town and get a job there. But, whatever. He doesn't. The whole town hates him. They kind of bully him. And he's bullied by the way, he's bullied by band nerds. And I don't know, I'm not in high school anymore, but when I was in high school, they weren't exactly the bullies. Maybe they are now. I don't know. What do I know? But I thought that was very strange, and other people I've seen on YouTube have mentioned that too. I think it's very strange that and nerds bully him. Okay, so he's not even in high school, and he's not a small guy either. So he's just kind of pathetic. So he's bullied by them, and he's having a bad time of it, um, and then he gets hurt by some of them. He cuts his hand, and he goes into the hospital, and he meets Jamie Lee Curtis's hot granddaughter, and then. Let's see what happens after that, and then oh yeah, and then he's and she just the movie is like so dumb. It's too bad too, because like I like the granddaughter, like maybe we could have had a Halloween 4. I don't know, with her fighting Michael Myers, or they could kind of do a spin-off, but whatever. So they go to, so she like just loves him, and then she asks him out on a date. They go out, and then they go on another date to some party. I think it's a Halloween party. And it just so happens that at the Halloween party in this bar is the mother of the son that he was babysitting. And she's all drunk and pissed at him because he's, having a good time. And he gets all angry, and then he runs away. And Jamie Lee Curtis's granddaughter. I may be getting some of the scenes confused, but this is something like that. And then I think he gets bullied again by the band geeks, and he.
Thank you, hero, for putting Israel's tortured spirit to rest. May the light protect you and the powers of heaven shine upon your path. But if what you tell me is
He
true,
gets knocked over,
I fear that we have been played for
and he goes into a sewer system.
Israel helped Diablo and his brothers trick me into using the
Or
sword
guess who's in it?
against them.
Michael Myers.
Now the stone's power.
Just happens to be in the sewer system. And then Michael Myers grabs him and like stares him in a long stare in the eyes. And then basically like infects him with his evilness. Very stupid. I'm sorry. And then, I mean, that idea could have maybe worked, right? Like, what I think they should have done is I guess I'll finish the movie and then say what I think they should have done. So he infects him with his boogeyman-isness, and then Corey is kind of, you know, and then he's kind of tougher after that, and I think he goes on another date with the granddaughter. And by the way, like this movie's almost like a Twilight movie. I think that's what they were going for. It's very strange. It's like this weird dark romance, I think, is what they're going for. So they go on another date or something, and I think on this date, the granddaughter gets hit on by this cop who likes her. And I can't believe I remember all this. I guess it is memorable. I don't know. And then, so then, he's like having a burger with her, and the cop's hitting on her, and it's kind of, it is kind of a, messed up thing. It's like, hey, buddy, like, I'm on a date with this girl. Like, leave her alone, which I get. And he says that to him, and then they kind of almost fight. And by the way, don't ever try and fight cops. It's not going to go well. Don't do it. Do not do it. But anyways, so then they leave, and whatever. And then I think the cops, he's like off duty. He's not like in his uniform. I think the cop starts following him, which is not cool. But he starts following him, and I think Corey knows he is. So he kind of lures him to the sewer, and then he goes in the sewer, and the cop goes in the sewer, and then they both, I think Michael Myers and him, kind of team up and attack the cop, and they kill him. And so they attack the cop, they kill him, and it's kind of like they're... What is it in The Force Awakens or The Rise of Skywalker? They're diodes in the Force. Which, by the way, that was really stupid in The Rise of Skywalker. Talking about that movie again. Ugh. Oof. Talk about a bad movie. I mean, what's worse, The Rise of Skywalker or Halloween Ends? I don't know. I'd probably say Rise of Skywalker's worse. Has a bigger budget. I mean, at least with the new Halloween trilogy, I like two of them. Halloween Kills was dumb, but it was kind of dumb fun. Anyways, they do that. And then what else? I gotta find some socketed items here. Anyways, and then I think the doctor that works at that hospital he was at is having an affair with another nurse, and he gives her a promotion too. I assume because they're sleeping together, anyways, so having an affair, and they go to the house, this guy's house, and then Corey and Michael Myers show up. And, you know, that scene's actually not bad. That scene's actually not bad. Maybe it's a decent action scene. So they show up, they kill the guy. And the girl. I'll give it that decent, you know. Decent slasher scene. And then what happens? Oh, what's happened? I don't. And then, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis is kind of. She meets Corey and she doesn't like him because he's a creepy dude and he's acting kind of weird and creepy. But the granddaughter's like, "Oh, I love him," and you don't understand, and it's so Twilight. Which, you know, I'm not an expert on Twilight, but there are some good riff tracks. I don't know if anyone's watched riff tracks. Those are great. Mike Nelson and some of the other guys, big fan. They did Mystery Science Theater 3000. But now Mike Nelson runs riff tracks. There's some good riff tracks of those. Anyways, so Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't like Corey, which I actually don't blame her. Because, like, honestly, the granddaughter, you know, why do I even have that? She can do better. I mean, she's at least like a 9. She's like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I mean, and let's just say Corey's not. But anyways, so go to the Hellforge. Okay. So she doesn't like him, and then what happens? I don't know. The boyfriend's telling Jamie, the granddaughter, I can't remember her name, fortunately, but you know, I hate this town. He's saying he wants to burn it to the ground, and then she's kind of like agreeing with him. I'm just like, okay, what? Why does she hate the town? And then she kind of says she doesn't like it because, you know, the town, like, I think it's because the town kind of blames Jamie Lee Curtis for Michael Myers, and it's like, but the movie makes no sense, because it's like, why is it her fault that Michael Myers came back to the town? She's not even related to the guy. Why is it her fault? I mean, the guy just happened to get, and by the way, I'm spoiling all 3 movies, so just so you know. But watch the first two, maybe skip the third one. But anyways, so I mean, Michael Myers was basically released because one of his psychiatrist was nuts and wanted to release him. And that's actually a pretty brutal scene when the psychiatrist releases him, and then Michael Myers kills the psychiatrist. That's actually a decent scene. It's pretty brutal. And see, some of that kind of reminds me of like the Rob Zombie stuff. So I'll give him that. He's a little. I think he's kind of influential, but So, anyways, God, this movie. So, you know, she's all angry, and she doesn't like it because the town blames Jamie Lee Curtis for Michael Myers' return, which makes no sense. But, okay. I mean, it could at least maybe make a little bit of sense if they're brother and sister, you know, even though it's not her fault, but because like there's a scene where Jamie Lee Curtis, and this is in Halloween Ends, is like in the grocery store or something, and this lady who almost died in Halloween Kills in a really brutal scene. She would be dead. Whatever, is like, oh, Michael Myers only started killing because you taunted him or something and egged him on. And it's like, that doesn't even happen in the first movie. In 78, whatever year it was. And she's saying, you know, you taunted him, it's your fault that he's killing, you egged him on. And it's like, that never even happened. What are you talking about? It's just bizarre. I'm like, did they watch the first movie? I mean, I assume they did. I don't know. Maybe it's like taking on a myth of its own. You know, maybe that's what they're going for. Like, what's history? What's myth? The lines get blurred. Whatever. So the granddaughter's pissed, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like this town either. Okay, let's like maybe leave." And then they're like riding around, and then I think they go to. Ooh, that looks pretty good. I think maybe they go to this building that is also a studio for some radio station, and then they're about to leave, and the guy that runs the radio station comes out, and he's like, "Hey, like, get off my property." And Corey almost fights him, because Corey just now loves to fight people. Like, he's now he's a tough guy. He just loves to fight people. The granddaughter talks him down, and then they leave, and then it pulls out, and Jamie Lee Curtis is watching them. So you're watching them, and she's like, "Oh, he's dangerous," and then she's like, "No," and then I think she stormed out of the house, and oh man. Then I think Jamie Lee Curtis meets up with Corey, and she's like, you know, leave my granddaughter alone. And he doesn't want to, and he's all weird and creepy. And then... where that? By the way, in Diablo 2, I always loved the way the belts looked. So he doesn't want to leave her alone, and then I don't even remember after that. And then Corey meets up with Michael Myers, and then they go and I think Corey and the girlfriend have like an argument. And then she's kind of like, okay, he is kind of weird and psycho. So then he meets up with Michael Myers, and they go and they're both gonna attack Jamie Lee Curtis. And they do that. And then the granddaughter is there. And then for some reason, Corey is all emo and sad, and I think he basically just kills himself. He just takes a knife and kills himself. Very strange. And then they're fighting Michael Myers, and in a really pretty bad fight scene. And they kill him, and it's not epic or anything. And then they take his body and they parade it through the street, and like everyone comes out of their house, and then they all follow it, and it's like, how do these people all know that Michael Myers was just killed? Did they all get like the memo to come out like at midnight? It's just so dumb. And, you know, some people are like, oh, it's a stupid Halloween movie, like, you know. But, like I was saying before, it's like, yeah, but you can just do anything? Nothing has to make sense? I mean, come on. So they're parading him through the street, and they put his body on like a station wagon. They're going through, and then they take him to. It's like a huge grinder, industrial. Maybe it's made to destroy like metal or something. These giant teeth, and they throw his body in there. So he's definitely dead. I mean, which, you know, I mean, I'll give him that. It's like there's no ambiguity. Like, is he dead or not? Like, he's dead. I mean, his body is basically hamburger. So, and that's it. And that's how they chose to end that trilogy. And it's just bizarre. It's just totally bizarre. Now here's what I think they should have done. Is you could even keep the Corey character, even though but you could keep him and just make it so that he isn't in it as much, and Michael Myers is in it more, and you could even have him in the sewer, although I don't really like all that. Like, he's just some hobo living in a sewer. But anyways, you know, and he comes out sometimes, and he kills people, and something like that. Maybe he's kind of looking for Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know. You don't have to keep it in the same city, too. Maybe it's like, Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to track him down with her granddaughter. And she's trying to find him, and he's killing people around her, maybe. And then, the granddaughter meets the Corey guy, and she likes him, and then maybe the Corey guy's with them and is trying to help him. But there's something dark about this Corey guy, maybe, and then that in the final fight scene between Jamie Lee Curtis, the granddaughter, and Corey could be there too. You have the scene in the sewer where Corey's maybe he's alone with Michael Myers, and they're fighting, and then Michael grabs him, and you have that scene where he's looking at him, and then maybe it's like, oh, is he transferring his evil to him? Just like they had, but just have it at the very end, and then he knocks Corey out. And then he keeps fighting Jamie Lee Curtis and the granddaughter, and do a better fight scene than the one they did in Ends, because that one's pathetic. And then they kill him, they destroy him, and then at the end you cut away, and it kind of shows Corey with them, but there's something kind of weird about Corey. And then you cut to fade to black. And then maybe you do a Halloween 4, whatever you call it. These titles are so confusing. Years later, wait a few years, and then maybe, Corey's trying to kill the granddaughter. And I don't know, maybe, and Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't know. Maybe you should have just had her die with Michael at the end of Ends. I don't. I think that would have been better, but whatever. Is this it? Is this the Hellforge? Oh man, I messed that up. I should have went and got a gem. Well. Oh well. I don't know. If anyone's listening, let me know. Are you a fan of Halloween Ends? Do you agree with me or not? I don't know. That could maybe be an option, the Hydra. So, anyways, that's Halloween Ends, and it's ended. And now that director is going on to make an Exorcist sequel. And it's like, really? Exorcist sequel? It's just like Hollywood's, I mean, they are just out of ideas. Like, I don't know, the first Exorcist is a really good movie. I mean, but, other than, I don't know, I haven't even seen the other ones, and I know some people like 3, but I haven't watched it. I don't know, it's just like, really? An Exorcist sequel? Like, sequel? And you know what will be? It will probably just be, like, basically a remake of the first one. Because, you know, even though 2018 Halloween, I did enjoy it. I mean, some people are kind of like, it's kind of a remake of the first one, and, you know, in some ways it is, but it was different enough, I thought. Could be wrong, I don't know. But, you know, probably just going to be a remake of the first one, and I wasn't very impressed with, you know, I mean, even Kills is not that good of a movie. It's a decent slasher movie, you know, just kind of like a dumb slasher movie, like some of the Friday the 13th are. So I don't know. It's just Hollywood is just really an Exorcist sequel. I mean, what was Exorcist one, like 1972? I don't know. It'll probably be terrible. Probably will get great reviews, but whatever. But I guess we'll see. Uh, I mean, what's next in Hollywood? Like a Goonies sequel? Oh wait, I actually hear that they've been trying to do that for a long time. It's just like stop, like do something new. But you know, I don't know. You know, they don't. It's that's what makes the money. So I guess it's our own fault. And where is this Hell Forge? Oh, is this it? Okay, there we go.
I can't carry anymore.
Hmm. think one of the most hilarious sequels out there that they were gonna make was Beetlejuice 2, and it was called Electric Boogaloo. So there you go. Exorcist sequel. Anyone that's interested, coming out in a year or something. I don't care. Especially after Halloween ends. I mean,
Congratulations, hero. Surely even Diablo himself.
Time has come to hunt down and destroy Diablo himself. But beware, the Lord of Terror is not to be underestimated. He single-handedly destroyed the town of Tristram and corrupted the last noble hero who tried to stop him. This time, you must defeat him for good. Only by destroying the Soul Stone which he carries will his spirit be banished forever. Good luck. Though this be our darkest hour, it may yet be your greatest moment.
What do you need?
but yeah, I personally really like the old slasher movies. And then then you got Friday the 13th, which is fun. That's a weird one though, because I actually am not a massive fan of the original. I mean, it's okay. Kevin Bacon's in it. He gets killed. It's okay. It's an okay movie. It's kind of weird though, because Jason isn't in it actually until the very end. Kind of. And then Jason's really in 2 through all the other ones, and he doesn't get the mask till the hockey mask until the 3rd one, I believe. See, that's another thing. I don't really know what to do with these jewels either. I don't know. It just seems like the precious stones are the best. But whatever. I'll give that to my Amazon. Maybe next time I'll use one of my other characters. I don't know. So, what do we got here? It's actually not that bad. So for Friday the 13th, I really like 6. That's probably my favorite one. But I think kind of all of them are fun. Except for Jason Takes Manhattan's pretty bad. And he's also barely in Manhattan. Like apparently he's they filmed it for like a day. Like he was in Manhattan for like 2 days because it was so expensive to film there. Which I understand, but like don't call it's false advertising. So Okay, be on the look. I gotta be on the lookout for a better weapon for him. And Helm. Oh man, that thing's terrible. Then with Friday the 13th, that's man. When's the last one of those? Apparently they've been in like, I think it's maybe finished now, but there was some massive lawsuit with, I think the guy who made the first one, and I don't even know, but I think maybe that's over now. But that series, I like 2, I like 3. 5. I'll just say 5 has a very strange ending, which I don't like. But other than that, the movie is okay. Probably the best is 4 and 6. I'll probably say for Friday the 13th. And then you got movies like Freddy vs. Jason, which I think is not very good. Missed opportunity. So apparently they were going to make a Freddy vs. Ash vs. Jason. Ash from Evil Dead. So that could have maybe been pretty cool. But I don't know. Pull through. Okay, we've been going for about an hour. I don't know. I guess we'll maybe kill Diablo. And then go to the 5th act and then probably call it there. But, the Friday the 13th, there was a reboot like 10 years ago. And I actually thought that movie was decent. It's from the same director, I think, who rebooted Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I actually thought that actually is a pretty good reboot. I mean, it's kind of heresy to say, but I think it's kind of on par with the original Texas Chainsaw. I mean, I like both. I'll say that. And it does kind of have a Michael Bay kind of look to it, but because he produced it, I think. But I don't know. I think the director did a pretty good job, and he did a pretty good job, I think, on rebooting Friday the 13th too. But they only made one of them, and I think it made money too, but I think maybe because after that, then the lawsuit started, and so I don't know. Oh, maybe they'll reboot it again. I'd be interested in that. And I know I'm like, you know, kind of complaining about Hollywood having no ideas, but I don't know. It could make a decent slasher movie. Let's see if I have a helm to give him. I'm going to give him a special one. So, but, you know, be interesting if they reboot Friday the 13th. Do I have any else? Well, I can, well, I can give him that. Yeah, I'll give him that. I don't know. I guess that's not even that much better, really.
That to good use.
This is low to give this to another character.
Hello.
Hail to you, champion.
Let's deposit my money because I'm probably gonna die. Damn, I only have, damn. My mercenary has more health than I do. Guess we're good to go. And boom. Here we go. There are some weird things about the Friday the 13th reboot, though. Like, Jason kind of lives underground in this cavern system. Which is kind of weird. He's, like, built, like, some traps and... I don't know. Would Jason do that? But, you know, overall, I thought it was okay. I kind of have higher standards for the Halloween series because, like, I think the first one is so good. And, you know, you got John Carpenter, who's a great director, so I kind of have a little bit higher standards for those movies. Friday the 13th has always just been kind of dumb fun, which is fine, you know. In the woods, kind of. It's funny. I was like getting my hat. I was dying a lot in the last act. And watch, I'm gonna die now. I haven't died yet. Man, look, man, this game looks great though. Look at that lava. Like, who? I don't know if Blizzard proper did this or they hire another team to do it. But I gotta say, like, it looks pretty good.
I am overburdened.
Uh-oh. Ooh, that was close. No, they killed my mercenary. Oh, I may have found him a weapon. Probably not. Alright. Let's go get him back. Who do I talk to? Oh, okay. Where's he going? Man, look at his resistances. Wow. Oh, I guess maybe. Hmm, I don't know. I guess he just has naturally good resistances. Better than mine. Although mine, I need to work on my lightning.
What do you need?
What do you need?
I guess I'll keep that then. Oops, my code. Alright. Ready to go. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe putting some points into that, but I gotta. I'm gonna put another point in that. Warmth is good. But yeah, I'm you know, if anyone's listening, let me know if you're a fan of, Halloween or Friday the 13th series. I like them. I think they're fun movies. And then they have the trifecta of Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, which I like. I'm not as big of a fan though. I think I just kind of like the simplicity of the slasher movies. I mean, the guy who plays Freddy's great, Robert Englund. He's great. And that's the thing, that like for years, like they tried to reboot that and it was terrible. And they even got a good guy to play Freddy. That they got, if you've seen Watchmen, which I love. Like the director's cut of Watchmen is, I think, a very good movie. But if you've seen that movie, Rorschach, the guy with the thing on his face that changes or whatever, Rorschach test, um, he plays Freddy. And I remember when they cast him, I was like, oh, that's probably a good casting, and it's just a bad movie. And it's also like in some ways like a shot for shot remake of the original, but it just doesn't work, and he's not very good. No offense to that actor, good actor. I think his name's like Jesse Earl Haley or something. Good actor, but it's just like you can't. Robert Englund. I mean, how are you gonna replace him? So, wow, that almost killed me. Man, they killed my mercenary again. Whoa. Yeah, that was pretty bad. The reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street. All right, I think we're almost done here. Let's just kill Diablo. Fiend Fang. Bang bang. I don't know. I have a barbarian. Well, I'm keeping that definitely. Whatever. That's I guess I'll keep it. I don't know. Oh yeah, I can do that. Let's do that. Okay.
Not in town.
Hail to you, champion.
I'm stuck in the wall. Yeah, here we go. I think the evil man himself is here.
Not even death can save you from
Yep. 22. Nope. Nope. Let's just go sell this stuff.
What do you need?
And he is. Wow, he's almost dead. Oh! Remember that looking different? Hmm. I don't know. It doesn't look that great, I have to say. Maybe it's. I thought he had like a big beam of fire. Guess that's it? Oh. Whatever.
Terror stalks hell no more.
You're dead.
I can't carry anymore.
I knew there was...
Hail to you, champion.
$95, 47. What does increased stack size mean? I don't know. He can use this, right?
I'll put that to good use.
I still think that's better.
I'll put that to
Oh
good
yeah.
use.
Oh. Okay, so he can use a shield.
I'll put
Okay.
that to good use.
Hmm. I don't know. Can he use that?
I could
No.
use that.
It's all like pole arm. Excuse me.
I can't carry anymore.
What do you need?
Not in town. I am overburdened.
Hmm. That's not terrible.
I'll put that to good use. 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 I'll put that to good use.
Okay. I guess that's it. Right? Alright. So we got all of that, and let's go. Time to go to the next act.
What do you need?
And Act 5.
I heard later that he was defeated. And that the Soul Stone were destroyed in Hellforge. All except one.
I don't think I'm gonna watch this, but
Oh, I failed, dear Hill.
I've seen it many times. So okay. And this is Act 5. This is Act 5. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it for now. We've been going for a while, so. And there we go. Quest complete. Okay.
Afternoon.
Well, I think that's it for now. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a nice night. Night.